My husband's second phone changed everything I thought I knew about our marriage last night. I'm still sitting on the edge of our bed while he keeps pacing in the hallway, not looking at me once, like I'm the problem here. His second phone is on the mattress between us, vibrating every few minutes like it has its own heartbeat. I found it under the passenger seat after I dropped his jacket earlier tonight, and I didn't even mean to look, but the screen lit up with a message that just said, "I miss you already." I didn't scream when I read it. That surprised me the most. He just walked in from the bathroom like nothing had happened, wiping his hands on a towel, asking why I looked pale. I asked him whose phone it was, and he actually laughed before saying I was being dramatic. That laugh is what broke something in me, more than the message did. I wish I could say I left immediately, but I didn't. I just sat there watching him talk, noticing how he kept glancing at the phone like it might explode. He finally admitted it wasn't his, but he wouldn't say whose it was. I drove to my sister's house at 2:14 a.m. with the phone still in my bag. She didn't ask many questions, just made tea and sat beside me while I stared at the wall. I keep thinking about how many times I ignored the small signs, like late replies and sudden work trips, but tonight, everything feels connected in a way I can't unsee. I don't know if I want to confront him again or just disappear for a while. The phone is still here, face down on the table, and I haven't checked it again. I keep waiting for him to call or come get it, but he hasn't. And I'm realizing silence can hurt more than any message ever could. My sister eventually asked me if I wanted her to call him, but I told her no. I didn't trust my voice not to shake, and I hated that about myself in that moment. Instead, I kept replaying the way he looked at me when I asked the question the first time. It wasn't guilt. Not really, more like annoyance that I had interrupted something. I hated that I could still remember the exact tone of his laugh. Morning came too fast, and I barely slept on the couch. The phone stayed silent all night, like it belonged to someone already gone from my life. When I went back home, he was sitting at the kitchen table scrolling through his own phone. He didn't even ask where I had been. I placed the second phone in front of him and waited. His face changed, just slightly, like a mask slipping for half a second. He said nothing for a long time, and that silence felt heavier than any confession. Then he finally said it wasn't what I thought, but he couldn't meet my eyes. I laughed once because I didn't believe him anymore. Everything between us felt like it was already ending, just slowly catching up. I don't know what happens next. Only that something already ended before this conversation even started. He left the kitchen after that, and I heard the front door later, but I didn't go after him. I stayed sitting there, looking at the table where we used to eat together every night. It felt strange how a place can look the same but feel completely erased. I don't think I cried the way people expect. Just quiet moments where my chest tightened and then released. I kept thinking about whether I ever really knew him at all, and now I'm packing small things into a bag, not sure if I'm leaving forever or just for tonight. I still haven't decided if forgiveness is something I can even understand anymore, but I know I can't keep living in the space where trust used to be. The silence in this house feels louder than any words we ever said to each other. I keep waiting for closure, but maybe this is all I'm going to get. I don't know if I'll ever stop checking my phone for messages that will never come, but tonight I'm learning how to sit with uncertainty, even when it feels like swallowing glass. I thought love would end with a fight, but it ended in silence I can't explain.